What's up, man? You
Is this yeah. I don't think we're live. Are we live or
are we live? Wait.
No,
you went live? You accidentally pressed that button?
No, I didn't. I'm not live, dude. Stop fucking
around. No, you're live, dude.
I'm not fucking live.
Holy shit. I'm not even holding the mic up. Like, I can't even hear us.
Just fucking like,
we just, are you
yo,
stoned, dude? Did you just like make us go live and not even know it? Like,
dude, I feel like it's a disgrace, bro. I feel like we're already
so sad. We got such a sick show today, guys.
We're already
episode 110.
10, dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
Date to that.
What's up, guys? You already know. Yo, did you like that little acting job, guys? We had to kind of give you guys a little excitement. You know, we got so many guys. Well, you know, before we get to it, why don't we talk about what we got, dude? We're gonna mint something here,
dude.
Soon.
We're doing our first mint.
It's our first mint.
Our first like
song,
music
first
NFT.
Song, music NFT.
Did you ever think that was gonna happen?
No.
I thought Lou was gonna be a big NFT reveal. But you know what?
That is though.
I think we gotta get seasoned with the project, and I think music is the way to go.
This is a nice warm up, you know, to kind of get in.
Because that's kind of been that's been our thing. We'll spend like 3 or 4 months writing Lou, and then for a couple weeks we'll just stop and just write a song. Like that's really what's been going down over here, guys. And yo, we're on the high train today. It is 4:20, and we have. When this guy is ready, we have a wonderful, wonderful guest waiting in the wings. You guys, this is going to be an amazing experience. Yo, might want to pick up that mic so you can talk.
Just remember, guys, we're going to be picking out 20 people on the bud list of the song.
Yep.
419, a week from today.
Stay with us.
Special mint, but it'll only be for $5. Plus, you're going to be getting a custom Bad Ted / Homeboi design t-shirt.
Yep.
From us.
Okay.
Truly. The first 20, but then the rest, they just get the bullshit. They just get the art in the song, boring shit. No, I'm just kidding. But they
way to sell. Way to sell, bro.
Did I sell it right?
You're selling it.
I sell it right. All right, awesome. Don't buy it.
Who wants the fucking song?
Fuck
y'all want t-shirts. That's all you want.
Shit. Yeah.
No, anyway, we're cool, dude. That's cool.
Mad love to you guys. We're going to definitely get that going. We'll keep you guys posted. More information. Oh, and trust me, these boys better get it right. Honestly. But anyways, we got this amazing guest waiting.
Grandma,
she's so beautiful.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no, honey. Look, listen. It's my OnlyFans. A penny, guys. You get to see my hairy nipples. Yeah, Jesus. Can we stop this whole mess? I mean, honestly, she's always messing everything up. No, you know what? Get out of here, you little 1-incher. Honestly.
Sorry, guys. Grandma's on crack today.
Yeah, she's a little crazy. But let's go ahead. Let's bring in our amazing guest. She's been terribly waiting here. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in the wonderful Miss Carmen.
Carmen.
Woo-woo. Oh my gosh, we're live.
How you doing?
Man, this is the highlight of my day. I've been waiting for it. Like, you know, I'm up early. I start Spaces the moment I wake up. And so coming down to this 4:20 mark with you guys, I'm like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yo, we got Winky, Tracy, and Donnie in the house, and beautiful Nina just jumped in. So mad love to you guys for being here, hanging out. And tweet out the
somebody
space.
needs to rescue Winky. Their phone went blink, so send help.
Oh, their phone went blink. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's what happened. She said when we're done laughing, we can help her out. Well,
Donnie
Tracy.
said hi to Carmen.
Carmen.
Hey, Donnie.
You know Donnie, Carmen?
No, I'm saying hello. Somebody says hi to me. I'm Miss Aloha.
Nice.
That's how we start. That's how we start stuff.
That's our
how
community.
things are born.
Those are our people right there. They are mad love. They're always hanging with us, and they're super supportive, and we love having them here. And
for sure,
yeah, that's why I say we always like having the homies here. So we appreciate you coming through, Carmen. Like, we only like to choose the real, you know, of the Web3 world.
And you got the coolest name, Carmen Crypto. I mean, who wouldn't want to check you out, hear what you have to say, honestly?
I'm so glad you said that because, quite honestly, this is the name that I gave myself without intention of ever becoming a face that can help people and show up on shows with Web3. That story is a little crazy, but in January, on January 10th of 2021 is the day I started my Web2 journey because I signed up for my $5 of free Bitcoin on Coinbase. So I'm sitting
Nice.
there
Wow.
trying to be like, oh, I'm going to create a new email for this. And I went with Carmen Crypto Legacy. And so all my socials have Carmen Crypto. And then I became somebody that, had a big heart and wanted to help as much as I could and changed my career to be here full time. So that's how my name came to be. And I'm loving it and I'm sticking to it.
How
That's
did
awesome.
you that's something to really kind of get into and that's something inspiring to hear is how were you able to shift your career into Web3 full time?
Yeah, that's hard. And I watch so many, community members and collaborators and colleagues around me just hope and wish that one day that can be their case too, especially when you get the bug and you're excited about Web3 and what we're building. So that story really stems from my 22-year career in retail sales leadership.
Mm.
And so, when you know sales, you can persuade and talk anybody into something that you believe in. And so that's really the talent that I brought into this space as a relentless, operations person that, understands business, understands customer relations, understands, a return on investment and numbers and revenue. And coming into this space, I think the first thing I learned, I was born in the Binance Smart Chain token space. I sit here today telling you I'm the face of two rug pull tokens, and it was my community that stood behind me and made sure that till today I don't have any FUD around me, because it is possible in this space to be a good person and to be somebody who's building with positive actions and impact. But from that career, my background, I think anybody who's in this space right now as an early adopter was born with something in their blood. And it wasn't until I came into Web3, taking a look back at my entire career, that I was like, wow, I'm really built for this, because you have to learn how to fail fast and you need to keep your chin up and keep on persevering. So I think that there were a couple of things in my past that really prepared me for this momentum of technology that's coming through. And the first one was at the age of 16, the internet came to my country. So I'm aging myself as an elder millennial. I'm 41. I come from Micronesia, and in 1996, the internet came to my country, and you could only get it at the library. So I wanted to be all about it. I wanted to see what's up, and I got a job there. And in that one summer, I found value, and I'm just a relentless type of person. So I actually went to my local garment factories, which was our way of running our economy, and I got them to donate $40,000 to help us elevate some of our technology in that library and create new CD-ROM towers, like buy new CD-ROM towers and fill them up. This was Web 1. This is when we're just reading things on the internet. There was no talking or emailing. And from there, I just always fell in love with technology. In my career, I really started my sales journey in the wireless tech space with T-Mobile. And this was before internet came to phones. So I spent 10 years onboarding people into what the benefits of having the internet in the palm of your hands was going to look like. In the latter part of my career, I went into luxury sales and worked with Signet Jewelers. They're a global jewelry company that has all the big box brands that Kay's, Zales, Jared's, and all of them. And from there, I really learned the professional setting of luxury goods and high ticketed items, and helped people with their relationships and gifting through relationships. Coming into Web3, I have worked with over 150 developers and CEOs, and I currently am the head of business development for Decentralized Exchange, and I work with the Government Blockchain Association to help educate people and get them prepared for regulation and find stability and growth in this space.
Wow. Like the thoughts on that, you said that like Web3 has really attracted like a majority of good types of people, because in this type of space with the blockchain and everything that's going on, it's really, now we have the ability to see through like people's intentions a lot more. You know, back then, I think, you know, with Web 1 and even Web 2, it attracted, I think, a lot of the bad qualities out of people. Web 3 is going to attract the good qualities out of people because they're going to want to educate themselves. They're going to see the value in decentralization and just being able to have like this entity, which is the blockchain, not controlling their lives, but just being there for them as a tool, same way the internet was. I mean, that now we can't even imagine living without it. And you say you spent as much time as you did trying to onboard people back then. It's like, wow, you had to sell this to people. Like now it's just everywhere, and that's where obviously where crypto, NFTs, and Web3 are gonna go.
Absolutely. I mean, what we're building, we've unlocked a beast by unleashing the internet to the entire globe. And from there, especially when we elevated into Web 2 and we understand that Web 1 was read only, now we can read and write and interact with each other. And that, opened up commerce, right? We can open up stores, businesses. We're starting to see a lot of online businesses thrive by providing people even more tools to build their smaller businesses and grow from there. Web3 for me really authenticates and validates where the money is going and what those relationships look like. In Web2, we saw social media really, empower people with a voice and a circle of influence through their followers, right? We have different graphs. We have Facebook with the social graph of who do you know? We have TikTok with your interest graph with what do you like? And I think with Web3, we're going to start to develop a graph that says what do you own and what do you actually interact with from a monetary perspective. And then layer that on top of all the legacy systems that we're seeing fail and the adoption of blockchain technology. If you zoom out, there's a lot to be seen, and it's a tornado right now of uncertainty. And we see all industries represented in blockchain. We're seeing successes where we were unexpecting, it was unexpected that that would have been a success. And we're seeing failures where we thought that there would be success. So a lot of us builders in this space are working in very choppy waters and doing our best to hold tight and figure out what should stay and what should go and what else should we build that's going to be better for everyone.
You know what's crazy too, and I just thought of this based on what you're saying, is like the whole thing right now is getting people to integrate into Web3. That's the biggest challenge. And you think like with any new technology, there's always going to be those people who are going to be scared of it. But you think like when Web 1 became Web 2, which is basically going from the information web to basically put yourself out there on the web for everyone to see, people had no problem doing that. People were just like, yes, I'm happy to put myself, all my information, who I am as a person, as a human being, on the web for people to see. And so you think now the integration problem is people don't want to put their finances on what they consider to be the internet, even though they already have. Basically, they're buying stuff from Amazon, all these different websites. Now it's like it's a little intimidating because it's so easy. Like all you got to do is put your finances in the blockchain. That's really like your financial faith in the blockchain. And you think like, where's the hesitancy? Because you've already put yourself on the internet. So now you have control of what goes on the internet around you, and that includes your finances. And I think even me, like that, the intimidating side of it, it's like, oh, okay, so I have the ability to have more control over my finances by putting it on the internet. Like that, because that's what it is. Web3 is another internet, and there's going to be hundreds more to come. But
Yeah,
that's
I
really
think
where
it's a
it's at.
privacy concern, which
Mhm.
I think everyone should have a valid concern about their privacy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's constantly being put on the table for discussion.
I
But
mean,
here's the thing, like if we're early adopters, we know that the onboarding is going to be difficult because nothing's really fully built. It's not fully baked or cooked. But I can tell you this for a fact, we do have builders that are building private ledgers and public ledgers. We are looking at the potential abolishment of the IRS tax system and going to a consumer tax. These things will shift, our expectations for doxing, KYCing, and, understanding where money goes. But more so, I've had people ask me about that too. And I tell them, look up the Federal Reserve and check out FedNow, because that is happening right now. It happened a week after the bank collapses. And this is blockchain technology being used by the US government that's tied to Ripple and Algorand. This is going to be the intermediary of every money transfer in the United States. And so this is where we kind of get a little angry, because we've had nothing but news, a bombardment of bad optics telling us that we are a scam, that we don't know what we're doing, and that we're here just to take your money. And yet legacy systems have been building this in the background. For people who are wondering, if their public finances are going to be on the blockchain, the answer is yes. It's not from our side, it's from the government side. So, the zoom out and get out of some of the communities that you love, because you can stay there, but you got to look at the big picture that's happening around us.
I just say get better at your, at your write-offs, dude. Like fuck it. Like they're already watching you at this point more than you realize, because the reality is privacy is privacy. Like you just have to keep on being aware of what you're doing, as a human being, and what you're doing with your bills, with your, payments. Because yeah, when you're working for somebody, like I understand they're worried about getting taxed on everything they do with their trades and all of their crypto. And it's like, I think at the same time, the blockchain is, there's so much in it that none of us really can't all comprehend. Like, so there's still so much layers to it. So I feel like it's going to be more hard for them it's going to take time to figure out the whole structure of how to
Yeah, there's some mindset, expectations and behaviors that become best practices to help people, because what we see with like Bitcoin maximalists, right? I mean, they're all about that. They call everything else a scam. And I think we're too soon in the technology and the building of the technology to really take sides, or to not be flexible enough to pivot where, when we understand that something's not working or it's working successfully. With that being said, when we take a look at the systems that will be created, we can dream that today. So whatever we're playing with right now with the power of the blockchain is an example of the foundation. I mean, we're kind of like in the dial-up phase. We haven't gotten to Wi-Fi, right? So there is a long journey ahead of us, and we're not just unleashing the internet to the world. We are talking about money, and money makes the world go round. So those kind of movements and transformations will take time.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I said I heard a gentleman one time. He's like in his 70s, and he said he gives his children and great grandchildren and everything like that crypto as gift. And he said he just said the biggest issue for crypto and Web3 right now is that the internet is still, like you said, it's in the 90s phase. It's still dial up. You have to dial into this computer, which is a whole separate entity from you. When it gets to the point where we integrate ourselves in the technology, and it's not even just about crypto, NFTs, or even blockchain. It's just the technology itself. So that's really like, I think that's the real challenge, is that the internet is still lagging behind with this new technology that everybody who's doing the early adoption right now knows is at the tip of our fingertips. We're still fighting how the internet works, basically.
Mhm.
Like blockchain would not exist without the internet. So the internet still has the upper hand. When blockchain can transcend that, then it won't be like internet just going to be another tool. Blockchain is going to go even bigger than that.
I think it's also too with the fact, like, I see how he's seeing it, but you gotta look at it this way. It's so beyond what we're even thinking right now. it's already created. Like in my opinion, there's already like technology that
Yeah.
would kind of blow our minds away. Like we wouldn't even know that really exists, but it already has been existed. I think it's right now when we figure out that whole connection of when people are literally paying for things on the blockchain
Augmented reality.
with their credit card.
That's
just
what you're
with,
talking
just
about.
with, well, and look at it this way. I don't know if you know this too, but Apple just released their augmented reality glasses. Like that is fucking insane. Like the fact that you could go and you're in your room and you're on the clothing and you're looking at the clothing on you, that is the next step. Like I keep on explaining, like it's just
but you and everybody agrees that the blockchain is what's going to make that integration into augmented reality easier. Like, yeah, right now everyone's fighting it, but pretty soon they're gonna want it and they're gonna need it because we're gonna exist in the metaverse. Like, we're not gonna exist here as our human selves 24 hours a day. We're gonna be tapped in that way.
You know, it's like as much as I'm a big Nike skateboarding dunk low whore, like with my shoes, I know that it's like these augmented realities. Like we'll be wearing like pajamas, but then we'll go to a business meeting and like say, yeah, I want people to see me as this, or like I want to wear this. That is coming soon. Like, and most people think, oh, well, that's horse shit. It's like there's Chris, what's his name? He was Chris Vaughn, DeFi.
I met him over here in Las Vegas at the Web3 conference.
Yeah, we met him. Yeah, we were hanging out with him a couple times. You know, he's been on our podcast. He hooked us up. With we got like a digital wearable NFT where you got like this Rolex thing. So I know all that shit's gonna implement into augmented reality. So many people think like we're not far away from that.
I'm so excited about that. Yeah, I have a crypto Lux myself and a Lux Pass that I was gifted. So,
Nice.
but that's what I love about this space is that the moment that we get people over the technological hump on how to operate a wallet, how to operate a wallet safely at that, and then to begin to start building behaviors and kind of this gut feeling of what they are looking for in projects and identifying their own investor type personality, then what I'm finding is that people become builders, and we see that happen in the bull runs too. People get scammed, they group together, and I think a lot of us tenured in this space are trying to build as many tools as possible from good trusted sources that can help them get that momentum going sooner than later and avoid some of the scars that we have incurred ourselves by being earlier than them. So, for me, when I take a look at augmented reality, I get more excited about that than the metaverse. I'm not a gamer. I don't spend my time in front of the screen unless it's to make money. So I love that gaming is coming to the blockchain. I often have to explain to people that are not Web3 knowledgeable that there's a difference between blockchain technology and the monetization of that technology. And that's where a lot of concerns come from is, what tokens and NFTs do they buy and what are the potential gains from that? But foundationally, I have done a lot of business in helping Web 2 transformations happen with the understanding that efficiency in your business tools, accuracy of analytics, and that you don't no longer need that payroll of a physical person running these systems for you, and that whatever transactions you have are 100% available to you, no matter if a nuclear bomb went off in the United States, right? Use your seed phrase and go to Africa and pull it up. Those things get people super excited, and that's how we get people on the Web 2 side a foot in the door to understand what this technology can do to their business. And then from that, we can uncover, after that educational onboarding has happened, what revenue facet do you want to open with the monetization options that blockchain technology gives you? Decentralized finance is the most beautiful thing that has come out of blockchain technology because it is truly Pandora's box. It has opened. I myself am so happy that I came in when I did, that I understand that regardless of where blockchain technology goes, I understand how to truly own my assets, and I want to make sure that I'm helping other builders that are doing the same have have an amplified voice and have most momentum, have all the resources I have to give them to find, success, because we're going to need to have that 100% present as an option to combat some of these centralized systems that continue to prove time after time that they're going to fail because there's one person at the button making a decision. It's unfortunate to watch somebody like, the CEO of GameStop play around with the GameStop, back in 2021. There were people who actually had put orders in on SVB's demise, and they should have been paid out for that when that bank collapsed. And again, they were in the news not wanting to pay that out so quickly. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. If you're given the right to make a financial decision and you place an investment one way or the other and you make money from that, you are owed that. And there shouldn't be any entities that take that away from you, let alone banks that have a, small requirement for reserves and then can immediately without notice just collapse. We need better systems than this to handle the immense amount of population that we have in the world, and everybody needs an opportunity to build a business and get their worth out of it and build a community. What's going to happen when followers understand how communities are built in Web3 and that there are utilities and that there's value and that we can prove that value and you're owed it? They're going to go back to Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and ask their most influential people that have 7 million followers and more and say, what am I getting for following you and watching your videos? It seems unfair that we're constantly spending our time helping these other influencers, get contracts and deals from big companies to monetize their income. We need that spread around to everybody. Everybody needs to get value. And that's really what this technology is about.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's exactly what's happening because it's slowly happening. And a lot of there's still those companies out there that think they're big and they're coming into the Web3 space, right? And they think that they have a certain demographic. It's certain it has to be this type of audience and all that. Well, guess what? They don't realize that there's people that are even in a bigger position that still work with anybody. Because truthfully, when you work with people that are building and you relate to each other in that building mentality, I mean, sky's the limit. You together you build, and then you're building with others. And it's we had me and Luke. It's just the kind of support we have with our community and how people are like, dude, guys, mint your song, put on the blockchain. It's just that next step, like you're saying. It's like what you just said a second ago. It's like giving people that opportunity, giving people that chance. And I really believe that the people like my parents, for example, and other people that do not know anything about crypto and NFTs, when they're paying their bills or when they're paying stuff, for example, with the 27th of this month with Amazon and Avalanche, how it's opening up a marketplace where there's NFT projects. For example, if my parents, they're on Amazon and they're like, oh, I want to buy some, I'm just giving an example, but I want to buy some headphones. Oh, look, I can get this piece of art and then it comes with headphones. So then they get the headphone set to them, and the art is stored in an automatic wallet that they don't have to keep track of. It's just they paid with their credit card. That to me is that's great, because now we're getting people to cater into the ecosystem. But I feel like we need to go more than just that. I feel like it's eventually, but like we just said, we were just looking up that airlines, like Luke said, the Air Baltic, they're completely going on the blockchain, and you have to mint their airline tickets, which that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. So, for people with a circle of influence and a large following, maybe a celebrity like Chris Brown, Kevin Hart, Rick and Morty's animator. I've worked with all of them, and sometimes you meet them where they're at, and you go, did you really think you were going to mint out 10,000 NFTs by saying that you're going to give away something that you wore at a concert? Like, do people really care about that? Because the only people who would really care about that are the people that are in your Web 2 community, and they don't know how to buy your NFT. They don't understand the value of an NFT. They don't have that education yet. So you're not marrying your utility with the education portion that's so necessary and a burden of every single builder in this space. But we also have so many people like myself that understand that when you ladder climb up and you become successful in this space, you cannot let go of the fact that there are a lot of builders that are bootstrapping micro cap projects that are honestly, they're the ones to look at, because if they can become successful from nothing, you have to understand and observe what worked for them. Somebody coming in with all the capital to run something, the only thing that's going to stop them from success is their ability to get with the right people that they can trust to help them with the resources that they really do need. A good dev, understanding what works in the marketing, which banner ads to put out, which audits to get, and which marketplaces to be on. They need somebody who's educated on that side. If they pair up, then you're going to be successful. But where I find the most interest is the builders. And I could tell you in a day, I could be sitting in a working group with the GBA with somebody from the Department of State. I could be closing a deal for 300,000, Web2 businesses to get converted into having a blockchain wallet. And I love doing that as part of my job, but I love doing these things where I'm hanging out with people that are using the technology, using their talent, their industry, what they're passionate about, and saying, I'm going to build a community around that, and I'm going to give that community value. And for that, they're going to become loyal, because every single business, if you are traded or not traded, or you're a small mom and pop shop, the goal is, how do you grow your business? How do you produce revenue, and how do you keep a loyal customer base? And I think the blockchain is perfect, because we are living in a world right now. I'm going to have a confession session with you guys. My guilty pleasure is watching Karens get owned on YouTube. I can watch it for hours. Okay. And that's my retail life, right? I had to like, with a smile, work through people's sense of entitlement to, do you know how much money I spend here? Do you know this? And hurt people are hurting people. So somebody who just got berated at Walmart on their shift goes to, a Jamba Juice and starts yelling at that employee. And it's a lot of hurt and pain and chaos, because the money is unbalanced in our entire system. So there's a lot of people in need, and we can offer value that's 100% owed. It would be beautiful if I can open up my wallet and see every single, insurance plan that I have, all of my documents, all of my identity documents, everything that I can see my interactions with companies, and I can see what reward systems I have. We're working with Delta Airlines on their flyer miles, right? I mean, guys, it sounds like I'm into a lot of things, but it's only been happening for 2 years. I knew nothing about legacy finance before I came in here, and I just have a good heart, and I make stuff happen. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And if there's a lot of people out there that are like me, just keep on grinding, and you will find success too, because you're going to find your tribe. I mean, just fail fast. If you get a bad feeling from somebody, let it go and move on. That's all we can do in this space to stay up to date with the momentum of things that are coming out.
And it's like you said, it's like human on human, because you said it before, there's the blockchain and then monetization of the blockchain. And like what that is just people taking advantage of the technology. It's not the technology itself, So there's two different things going on. And the media is portraying it as, yeah, like you said, with GameStop, all these big companies and celebrities, not using the technology correctly. That's what's getting all the attention, and that's what's throwing people off. They think that, but what they don't realize, it's not technological flaw. All those stories about celebrities, NFTs, big companies, NFTs, those are all human flaws. Those are all people taking advantage of people. The blockchain isn't, swinging either way. It's just there because it exists, and because it's there, it's available for people. It's just one thing. And so now it's getting people to realize that the technical side of it is what's going to benefit them, and finances or whatnot. Like you said, just having you already put yourself online with Web 2. Now you're basically putting your existence and how you live your daily life in the blockchain. Everything's there for you when you need it, which is what people have wanted since day one. Like, you just want to have someplace. That's what we were searching for within the internet for so many years, and since it first came out, is like, where can we exist in a safe and accurate realm? And the blockchain goes beyond. It's not a new internet. It's just the blockchain. Internet and blockchain are two separate things. Like, they're integrating in whatever way they are right now, Web 2 and Web 3, but it's inevitable. It's gonna end up being something that everyone uses every day.
Absolutely. And well, that's what happens at mass adoption. So when you take a look at the technological adoption curve, I actually wrote a thesis in my master's, because I have a master's in communication, and it was about resistors to technology. So for me at that point in my life, it was really stemming from my experience in the wireless industry and the adoption of smartphones, right? This was during a time where the Apple phone was tied to AT&T for 10 years, and nobody can get it unless it was unlocked, right? And you can use it with another carrier. But you will not, if you are a heavy resistor to technology, you're at the end of the curve. You're the last to even hop on board. And the reason why you eventually get them onboarded is because their relationships changed. So when grandma and grandpa were at home and nobody was calling them on the landline, and the whole family was staying connected through FaceTime, they felt left out. So therefore they go, okay, just go ahead and get it for me and I'll learn it. And by that time, the technology is so easy to use that it's kind
Right.
of like I don't have to understand how it works for it to work.
Right.
Right now, we're at the other,
Mhm.
we're at the other extreme of this, where
Exactly.
only people who are built like us, that understand that you have to go through the growing pains, and that we value being first to market and
Mhm.
first to play with the betas. We understand that it's not going to be easy, and that'll only get better, and we actually are incentivized to be a part of it. And our nature of our personality is that we will put in the sweat equity. You do not have to pay us most times to get us to play around in this space, and we're seeing that everywhere. How many people in this room right now volunteer, maybe started as mod and admin and grew from there
Oh, yeah.
to the point where they can build? That's normal for us. So in order for mass adoption to happen, those tools will have to be made, and that's the group that we're sitting in right now. We have to solve it, and we have to really be able to connect. Well, and luckily for us, we're doing it in the time of the internet, so we are globally connected, and we're seeing that momentum of this technological adoption may happen a lot quicker than when wireless came into our hands or the internet came to be. So it will be at a faster pace than most, but add on the variable that we're touching money systems. Those people are not going to let go of that power so quickly. So we are going to simultaneously have to build side by side with them other options for people to understand decentralized finance.
Isn't that crazy? Like, our generation, we're doing the heavy lifting right now. We're ushering in the new technology. Like
It makes
you
sense
say,
though.
your parents, my parents, they're gonna wait until, like you said, it's just easy. Like, I don't have to understand it in order for it to work. Kids
Mhm.
on the other end of the spectrum are growing up with this technology, and so for them, it'll already be ingrained by the time they're adults. We're the ones, all of us right now, who are doing the heavy lifting, figuring this technology out, because it's like playing with fire. It's just like, this needs to be handled correctly, or this could totally just burn everything. But not
Absolutely.
burn because of technological flaw, but because of human nature. If we take advantage of this
Right.
and try to exploit everybody, because you're right, it's unfortunately, internet has gotten so good that it's just that easy for people to scam people. It exists. It's never going to go away. But we kind of need to rise beyond that and just know that we're putting our faith in the technology, not in people. Like, that's where it's going.
I love that. And I'm just going to add to that real quick because it's a good segue. You know, one of the things that I love to say is that we should have an intention as we're building. If you come in this space and you build for the money grab, you are not focused at all in understanding what went well, what didn't go well, and pivot and be flexible and help others understand what worked for you and what didn't. You have to understand that it's possible that this could be a trustless system. It really is about speed of decision making, whether or not you want to do business with somebody, whether or not, the money is there to do business. If we have blockchain solutions in place, I can now transact globally and interact globally. And I may have the blockchain systems in place that tell me whether or not this person is trustworthy, whether or not this person actually has the money that they say they do. And it can cut a lot of time that causes failure. How many times do we meet people in the space that say, oh, I'll be a VC, $2 million, no problem. And some people are not mature enough to understand that there will be people that say that all day, every day, just to have your time, attention, and affection for the moment that they're in front of you, and then they will ghost you right after that. We see tons of teams come together on a whim saying, hey, let's do this, and then 90 days later it falls apart because people aren't who they say they are. They're interacting in malicious ways, and you can't identify that because we do not have those systems in place. Even things like Surtech that are supposed to be the gold standard does not protect us from being scammed or even help the space in the way that I think that they really intend to. So the technology has to go further for us to feel confident and to really utilize it. Now, if that's in place and we can do business together and finances are black and white, what does that do for us? Well, we have AI involved too, right? SEO, marketing, all of that's going to fall away from Google. And if I want an answer, I go to ChatGPT, right? And it does the work for me too. Not only does it give me the answer, but it writes the email that I needed to send out to answer that. That variable in this is going to take away some of the power that Web2 companies have in their ability to reach audiences and deliver revenue goals. This is where Web3 comes in, and that's where communities matter. Because if brands have to build the way that we do, where a blockchain company opens up and deploys a smart contract or an NFT collection, we have to start from the ground and we have to go person by person and convince them that we are going to deliver what we promise and that they should stay plugged into our community. Brands will have a really hard time in Web2 space if we don't have solutions to help them transform with ease and adopt these things and integrate it. There are some maximalists in this space that think that all of that just needs to burn down and we just need to be the thing that stays. And I think we're somewhere in the middle where we have to help giants transfer over and do better and be transparent. And if they don't, then we're going to watch blockchain businesses build with transparency, and they're going to become the giants because that trust that they built.
Yeah, and I really think that they're going to just build in the sense that we can curate, and I think a lot of these brands, they money, commercial. They like, I get it because it's
Because
like
it
this
was
rat,
built on that.
and it was
It
this
was
rat,
built that way.
and it was this rat race, like of this money pyramid scheme of printing nothing, right? Versus now, this is the digital world. This is a whole different element. We can all start creating stuff in ways that we can be more original, more unique. That's what's sold everybody, right? And it's not about selling people. It's just when you bring back originality, the unique, that curated experience blended in with our modern and technology that we're implementing right now. That's the thing. Web3 it has so many layers that we are unfolding, we are discovering right now. And you're right, no, we're not protected. So it's extremely important right now. We have to keep ourselves aware, give each other, like, I'll be honest, when we entered the NFT space like 3 years ago, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
We caught the end of the bull run, $200 to $300 gas fees. I mean,
Oh no.
it was a nightmare, and it was like getting rugged left and right. The only people that to have spaces and to have things like this was Discord voice chat. And a lot of people don't realize, like, man, You guys don't understand, because people go, "Oh my God, there's so many spaces going on," and I tell people, I go, "Good," and they're like, "Yeah, but there's some people that have like one person or talking to themselves," and I'm like, "So what?
Good.
That's fucking
Those are
awesome."
my favorite. Those are
Because,
my favorite.
but you know what though? That just shows you that we're entering this new world, like this narrative to be yourself, create spaces,
Because
get others involved.
we're entering this world where
Yeah.
there isn't someone's up here, someone's down here,
No.
someone's up here, because of so and so circumstances. It's going
Yes.
to be everybody's going to be brought back to the same level. Fortune 500 companies are going to be on the same level as average Joe next door. Like it won't matter because everyone exists as their own NFT, as their own entity on the blockchain, and they control how they live and their own status in life.
Yeah, we need to step away from the mindset that
Yeah.
being viral or having everybody's attention on the planet is the key to success and the rule of what success means. We
Right.
have to be more open to the opportunity that we may build a business and we may build a following, which is our community of people that absolutely every single one of them, whether it's 50,000 or 50, 100% love and support what you are doing on a day in day out, and they're your ride or dies. We are finding that projects in the space value that more, and that's a mental shift that I think the world needs, is to
Yeah.
take a look at quality versus quantity, and
Mm.
then find success and thrive through finding your tribe. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to all of this. We will see major failures. I think what we saw recently in the last year in 2022 is the fact that when you come into the blockchain space and you just trying to build and mirror the Web 2 space and build centralized institutions on a chain, it's doesn't safeguard us from some of the fundamentals that decentralized finance can offer us. So I think even those that are tenured in this space see that there's a shift going on where we're saying, okay, we need to have DeFi options. We need to really hone down on and agree on some of the foundational philosophies that we want to stand for. Can we build a technology system that's trustless? Can we keep speed and security at the top of mind? And then can we help encourage and change the mindset of what value people get for spending their time with other people or another business and giving their time, money, and attention to something? That's what we have standards now. I don't really take a look at Web 2 companies and find value there unless I see them transforming. So the future will be bright for all of us. Everything is shifting. Crypto and blockchain technology is not going away. This year, you will see centralized and government institutions announce that they are using this. So get in now, learn as much as you can.
So here's the question, though. I think people want to know is that, okay, this technology is being used by the government. Is it being good? Is it being used for the right purposes, or is it being used as another, like you said, there's technology and monetization of the technology. Like, so it's a tricky question. Like, what side is the government on? Do they want to integrate the technology or monetization of the technology?
Yeah, the question is, if FedNow is going to be at the intersection of every single transaction from bank to consumer, I want you to think you bought something on Amazon. Well, your bank went through FedNow to get that money to Amazon the moment that you click that button. What happens, and this is the question for centralized institutions, right? What happens when we go through another pandemic and there's a lockdown and you're not allowed to cross state lines? And you go try to use your credit card in another state and you don't have access because the government told you so. This is not something that I have thought of as the potential. It is out there. There are influencers talking about what happens when we let this go live in July and September. I can tell you that one of the largest brokers of government contracts in the United States, who has access to over 300,000 businesses, they help people get their SAM registration. As of like the week that it was announced, they are required to prepare every single person that's looking for a contracting SAM registration. They're making them get on FedNow. So everybody's moving. governors across the entire United States are getting a PDF and having to read through what a digital transformation looks like. So, you know, you might still pop into a space where people are saying, you know, we're the only people who know what's up, and the government's, you know, leagues behind us, and that isn't the case. And that's going to be the rude awakening that we get this year. But for those of us that have put our head down and built and learned and continue to learn and continue to contribute back, we're ready. We knew it was coming, and we're prepared to adapt and be flexible and continue to persevere and stand true to our beliefs that we are owed our own ownership over our things that we buy and the things that we spend our time in. And for that, we know that that's going to lead to a brighter future for everyone to be able to cohabitate on this planet. And one day, people like you and myself, we will be the elder generation, and the people behind us already value these systems. I mean, kids come up, they understand if they want that, you know, gun in a game, or they need Roblox money, they go for it. And so they will understand that if they want to participate in something, they need to pay for that. But on the back end, they're going to want ownership over that. You know, you see
Yeah.
guys completely go bananas if anything's erased from their systems. And so blockchain is the solution for all of that. It is the wave of the future, and it's going to take decades for us to completely transform. But we're starting with step one, and I'm seeing beautiful people in the space teaching so many things and developing new mindsets for people to take hold of. And hopefully we intercept people before they transact and help give them the right behaviors and the right mindset on how to actually build wealth here.
Yeah.
And it's really smart how you said, like, when you said this technology is going to take a couple decades to really develop, really like take hold. That's good. It needs to happen slowly, because I think too many people, even in the space or outside the space, it doesn't matter. Like, people want it to happen fast. They either are involved and they just want to see the payoff, or if they're not involved and they just want to see the technology, they want to be told, what do I have to do, without me actually having to do anything. And like you said, we're going to be the elders who had to do something about it. Because, yeah, kids are too young, older generation doesn't care. We have to do it. And we're going to be the
100.
one living to tell the story. And that's really, you know, that's honestly, that's why we do the podcast. You're documenting history right now, like, and
Yeah.
bringing the right people in to tell the story, not what's going on in ABC or NBC and all that.
Yeah. I think a lot of the times, though, too, you know, we tend to think that we know, but we don't know. None of us do. I mean, no matter what kind of info and what kind of stuff we know, I mean, it's just this. But what we do be like, look, it always trips me out when I see little things, like little progressions, like like the Apple glasses thing. That shit fucking blows my mind away, because we were having a discussion in a space the other day, the fact that, you know, you see yourself trying it on. All right. Like, before, you normally get on the internet and you fucking have to, right? You have to just look at the shirt and you're like, fuck, well, I don't know.
But you know
Right.
what?
No,
Go ahead. Finish.
But that, right? And we always look past it. We'll be like, oh yeah, but that's whatever. Like, we're just looking through like these eyeglasses. But bro, that's next level shit.
You got to think about it, though.
That's insane.
Apple is ahead of the curve, because in order for us to really experience the whole aspect of, like you said, owning what we own based on the blockchain, if we're an NFT, if we know we live and exist as that, we're gonna want to see digital reanimations of ourselves. We're gonna want to know what we look like in the metaverse, and we can choose and be whatever we want to be. Like, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that AI has come out and it has been unleashed, right? We have pictures that are not authentic. We can put two people talking to each other in video that moment never ever happened. So as humans, we're going to have to get acquainted with that. We're going to have to get comfortable with that. We're going to have to develop systems that tell us, did that happen, or was that just created for fun, right? We know that Avatar is not real, but there was a whole process to make that come to fruition for our entertainment. And, you know, like in Japan, right? They put a lot of violence into their cartoons and animation because in their culture, they know for a fact that when you look at a cartoon, obviously that's not real. So when you rape somebody in the movie, it's not real. So they let kids and everybody watch that. Different standards, different routes. But now that we can unlock the fact that with our tools, we can create anything to look authentic, we need to have a real system in place to tell us what's real and what's not real. And maybe perhaps we have a financial system that's black and white, but just like my relationship with you guys, we've already been through a couple of projects. We have already met each other in person. And so when I take a look at do I trust you? Our trust was not built on the blockchain, and maybe we need to get back to that.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
It's the human side of
Yeah.
it. It's bringing out the better like human aspects of people. Like everyone wants to be thought of as real. They don't want to be, somebody who took somebody else's dignity or whatever. They wanna exist as that.
No, 100%. I
What are you
think
laughing at?
you know what time it is, right?
Oh,
It's
this
time to
guy.
break the bank.
Oh, yeah, we breaking the bank.
Everybody knows what this is, what time it is right now. And you guys already know we're gonna be giving out what you want to do, a shirt or an NFT.
Well, first, yes, lovely guest gets a.
No,
I was gonna say yes. You get
yeah.
a host T-shirt, one of one edition with your avatar on it, Carmen. And then
I love it.
today's
Thank you.
today's so we discussed this. Today's giveaway winner is gonna get a Homeboi shirt or NFT and what?
What Carmen was gonna offer.
So I am offering anybody in your audience who's going to win this giveaway an opportunity to do a 1 hour consultation with me. So whether it's a community that you are a part of and you want me to meet their leaders and see if I can help with any challenges that they have with some of my resources, or you are thinking about building your own blockchain project, I can help you identify like where you should start or where you continue need to go. So that's the most value that I can offer everybody. And I do that from my heart. And whatever I have, once we're connected, I have 3 buckets that I work with when I'm full time Web3. It's who I work for, who I build with, and who do I teach. So that's my gift to your audience today.
You know what?
Boom.
I think it's fitting that the three on that wheel are the ones who deserve it the most because they're always in here. Donnie, Lady, my girl Nina, you guys are on the list.
Yep.
To get that reward.
100%. Yeah, you guys heard that. I mean, this is like actually, I'm really stoked because we've never had a guest do this before. So this is a really dope gift. We really appreciate Carmen. That's gonna take. I mean, when she told me an hour, it's like, wow, that's really generous to give her time like that.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're gonna spin this wheel. We're gonna see who gets lucky. You already know. So let's go. Let's do it. Whoever gets this deserves this. All right, here we go. Thanks for all the people that have been watching. They've been dedicated. Let's go.
You kidding me?
Nina, woohoo!
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that for sure.
Nina.
Congratulations. I'm excited to learn more about what you want to do here in the Web3 space or who I can help that you love.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
That's my girlfriend. She'll
That's
reach
his
out. I'll have her reach out.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. That's amazing. Once again, honestly, Nina, that's really awesome. I know. Honestly, and you already know Luke's gonna probably get you another custom.
Oh, a T-shirt? Well,
or what
you want one, babe?
Or an NFT.
I'll do another one. What's that?
Or an NFT, whatever.
Do an NFT. We'll figure that out. For sure.
But yeah, no, that's love right there. But we appreciate you, Carmen, honestly, for coming on here today and spending your time. I mean, this has been a really dope session with you, and we would love to have you on also in the future as well, and just
Anytime, I'll take the opportunity.
Hell yeah.
I usually spend time on stage at conference or on shows talking about, my clients, my businesses that I'm working for, and to be in, brought in and talking about what I like and what I think is going on is far and few between. So thank you for that opportunity. Plus, you guys are really cool people. I'd hang out with you guys anytime. So anytime that you're back in Las Vegas, you better reach out to me.
Sure.
absolutely, yeah,
Be there with the
we're-
bag like
yeah, we'll be
usual.
back, yeah.
That's right.
Hell yeah. But once again, we're gonna go out with our outro, guys. Once again, thank you for all coming on. It's
Congrats
been
to you guys. Mad love.
Woo!
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, Nina.